Today I will be sharing with you one of the fastest foundation routines ever, using the Clinique Almost Powder Makeup in the shade 02 Neutral Fair, which unfortunately, or fortunately, is so close to my skin tone that you can't even really see the swatch here. And make sure you stay tuned till the end because although I really like this powder, I have one huge warning I want to tell you about. So before applying the powder, I'm going to go in with my Merit Beauty Perfecting Complexion Stick on my red spots. I like to use a very small pointed brush and dotting a tiny bit of product right in the center. I let it sit for a second and then pat it into the skin. And we'll speed that up because you get the idea. Next, I wanted to try out my new Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer in the shade Fair to Light. This has both a doe foot applicator and a little sponge, which incidentally is similar packaging to the Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer, which I've previously reviewed. You know I'm always going to be honest with you, so I have to tell you that although I like this concealer, I don't care for the sponge applicator. It's a little too stiff to be effective, and eventually I just went in with my fingertips to blend. Now on to the star of the show, the Clinique Almost Powder Makeup in the shade 02 Neutral Fair. You can of course use this with the included sponge applicator or a brush. The applicator will give you more coverage than a brush, and I personally feel powder products last longer for me when I use the sponge versus a brush, but I'll demonstrate both of those here today. And remember, because we have concealer underneath, we're going to pat the powder into the skin versus rubbing. This is a mineral-based foundation, which I find tend to look much better on the skin than non-mineral-based powders. However, I do want to make you aware that talc is the first ingredient in this in case you have a sensitivity to talc. I love how fast this is, and fast has been the name of the game for me lately because we have some big life things happening right now. The biggest one being that we are moving. And not just to another house, but we are moving across state lines. More on that later if you'd like a Foundation Lady update. But our days have been filled with packing, showing our current house, traveling out of state to purchase a new house, finding a good school for our daughter, etc. So anything I can use that is quick and easy in the morning is what I need right now. And here are the basics of the Clinique Almost Powder Makeup. And let me give you a shot here of both the powder freshly applied and after it's had time to sit on my skin for a while. And obviously I don't have a dry down time for you on this one because it's a powder, so it doesn't have a dry down time. Clinique refers to this as a sheer light to medium coverage and a natural matte finish. But as you can see here, I was able to build it up to a pretty full coverage. I do think it looks best though if you don't try to push through the medium coverage level. And this lasts all day on me. The rest of my makeup faded quite a bit, but when this powder is applied, it is on for the long haul. I love how easily my other products apply on top, and I also love that, as I'm currently working through some skin issues, that this powder, like all Clinique products, is dermatologist and allergy tested and 100% fragrance free. Now for the big warning. Keep in mind, the first ingredient is talc, and this has an SPF of 18, which means we have major flashback in pictures. Let me show you what I mean. Even pictures without a flash, my face looks like it has white makeup on it and it doesn't match the rest of my body. So please, please do not wear this to a wedding, a photo shoot, or anywhere. The pictures are going to be a major part of the event because you will look like a ghost. Thank you so much for spending time with me today for this fast foundation review. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you all have a beautiful week.